So things are heating up militarily around the world, and I guess in our country, the Pentagon is on lockdown right now, as President Trump says. We may have a boots-on-the-ground invasion of Iran, saying at some point in the not-too-distant future, we'll be taking Karg Island and other oil infrastructure points and assume total control over oil and gas markets of Iran, much like with Venezuela, working brilliantly for Venezuela and the United States of America, says President Trump. Well, that's certainly an escalation here. It says Iran will be beat into submission. Karg Island is where 90% of Iran oil exports flow, and a considerable portion of the world's oil exports. Just a couple of hours ago in Guantanamo Bay, Pete Hegseth said, all of the terrorists held in Guantanamo Bay, we should execute them.
The United States capabilities are robust. It's right in our neighborhood. The Don Roe doctrine is in full effect, and we're going to be prepared to defend with all the capabilities we need there, but also everything the War Department could bring to bear. So my message was clear there, and it was great to be with the Marines and others, do a little PT, see how fired up they are about their mission down there. But listen, I've written extensively about it. These Gitmo detainees should have been executed, in my mind, personally, a long time ago for the crimes of what they committed against the American people. Unfortunately, the gears of American justice got gunked up all the way back to when I was a guard at Guantanamo Bay. In 2004, 2005, I was one of the guards, exterior guards, small part, in the first attempts on these trials that were just starting. And there was a lot of hope. Hey, we might be able to try these guys swiftly for the crimes they've committed against the United States of America. And then the whether it's international groups or lawyers and the things on top got layered on top and it all got stuck. We're committed to the death penalty in that case.
Excited. We're excited about it. But it is a perilous time. There's a lot going on, and that lot might have hit the Pentagon. Pentagon is on lockdown now and evacuated due to hazardous material incident. Not a lot of hazardous material at the Pentagon. Obviously, it's not like a laboratory. They're not mixing chemicals there. What's going on here? Multiple floors and corridors inside the Pentagon are on lockdown, being evacuated due to a hazardous material incident. The Pentagon spokesperson confirmed that multiple floors detected an air quality issue, necessitating the measures. The significance is yet to be determined. The department is executing a standard protection protocol, including a shelter-in-place order for the affected area, Parnell says. Response teams are in place and ready to support building occupants. The Pentagon Force Protection Agency Hazardous Material Response Team is responding to the incident with full hazmat suits. So, I don't know. Has there been some type of chemical bomb? I'm not exactly sure. Police in the building wearing gas masks and chemical protective gear. Floors 2 through 5 corridors and sprawling complex have been locked down. Additional testing of the air quality could take hours. So there it is. So this is the emergency message that was sent. Multiple floors and corridors inside the Pentagon are on total lockdown. 3 sources familiar with the situation told CNN Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said they detected an air quality that we determined to be significant hazardous material incident inside of the Pentagon. I don't know. Is it an attack on the Pentagon?
Is monitoring a hazardous material situation at the Pentagon. And we learned this from their social post on X, Arlington Fire and EMS, saying that their units, including our hazmat materials team, currently operating at the Pentagon in support of the PFPA's hazmat team during a hazardous materials incident. Now, we don't know what that incident is, but it's the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, that PFPA. So basically all hands on deck right now over this situation. You have multiple, as I just told you, different departments and units responding to that. As we learn more, we'll bring it to you. This, again, is the Pentagon, where they are monitoring some sort of hazardous materials incident. More when we get it.
Here's the statement from Sean Parnell. Sean Parnell is the official Assistant Secretary of War Public Affairs. Okay. So the official spokesperson. The Pentagon has sophisticated systems to ensure safety in the building and its occupants. Those systems have detected an air quality issue necessitating precautionary measures until we determine its significance. Okay. So the systems picked up on something bad in the air. The department is executing standard protection protocols. Response teams are in place and ready to support building occupants. So there they go. They're saying this is a hazmat incident. Pentagon on lockdown as crews rush in. Hopefully no one's hurt. What else do we know? We're not exactly sure. The Pentagon's unique design, 5 rings connected by corridors, makes it possible to divide the building into multiple ventilation zones, allowing officials to lock down affected areas without evacuating the entire building that houses 26,000 workers. Goodness. While officials say investigators are working to discover exactly what triggered this, the Pentagon has spent years developing highly advanced airborne threat detection system known as the Pentagon Shield. The program was launched after 9/11, the government's office building, from chemical and biological and radiological attacks. I just want to say this. I don't know, man. If you go ahead and look at some of the, this is saying in false alarm as responders rush to hazardous material incident. So who can know? Some are saying it's a false alarm now. Not sure. So they were trying to pass the Patriot Act. Some senators were saying, no, we shouldn't pass the Patriot Act. This is an obscene abuse of our Fourth Amendment rights, our Fifth Amendment rights, of the Constitution itself. And Americans don't want to live under a permanent surveillance state. We don't want to give a bunch of money to Dr. Fauci for development of bioweapons, which they did, by the way, in the Patriot Act, along with a bunch of other stuff. Create the TSA and all this stuff. It is the worst legislation passed in my lifetime. That's for sure. Well, a lot of those senators started getting anthrax mailed to them. They tracked the anthrax. It actually came from American laboratories. They were opening up the little white. If you remember, in the days after 9/11, there were these little white powder scares all over the place. And it was a total false flag, as far as I'm concerned. And I haven't seen anybody try and explain why all the powder was tracked to military installations. But it seems like they were running a false flag on the senators in order to necessitate or accelerate military action against Iraq, Afghanistan, get the Patriot Act sent. So, I don't know. I'm not calling this a false flag, but that's my instinct when I see things like this, right? Here's the video, it says, of EMS units arriving as the detectors go off in the Pentagon. So you can see that. You can see it right there. You can see people leaving the building. And so this is it. Pentagon employees received this following notice this morning as the building goes into lockdown. All right. You may observe response personnel in multiple agencies and precautionary measures taking place. Please do not interpret these activities. Probably interrupt, right? Follow the directions and remain clear of the area. Further instructions will be provided. Thank you for your patience. Pray for everyone at the Pentagon. Okay. Some are saying that it's a false alarm. It seems like the most up to date is that they're currently testing what's going on in the Pentagon. But a suspicious biohazard-like odor was detected in the A-ring, prompting a shelter in place.
Follow this big story right now. According to the Pentagon, the hazardous materials team is now scrubbing several locations inside the Pentagon's A-ring. That's the centermost location in that building. And this is a live look there now. So you can't see what they're doing on the inside. And again, I'm still working to find out when exactly this started. We know.
Okay. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there. As we always say, keep your head on a swivel. Pray that everybody is safe at the Pentagon today, and that this isn't something far worse. See you.